Behave, dog. You need out already? Well, we're just getting started, doggy. Doggy. Alright. Go. Facebook. Yay, I got people's. Why is this thing? There it goes. I think, maybe, sort of. Yep, here we go. Hey, Instant Shop. How you doing, Henry? Let's see. Share. Group. Oops. Trying to share it out real quick. Awesome. I'm good too. It's a good Thursday so far. I can't complain anyway. Well, yeah, I guess I could, but what good would that do? And what fun is that? Share group. Garden for cheap. And one more share, and then I'll be all y'all's. Oops, I forgot to turn my little light. There's my little light. Check that out. Yeah, I guess that one just goes regular. And then, ooh, I got shadows. Let's pop this thing on out. Poppy pop. Alrighty. Ready to rock and roll. Roll and rock. And all that jazzness. My door shutter. Where'd that card go? Maybe that would ease up the shadow. There we go. That's better. I think that's a little better. And then that. Sorry. You know me by now. Make that a little bigger. So just 2 of us, or 3 of us. I just shared it out, so hopefully more will join. So what have you been up to, my good peoples? I bought seeds. I was happy. I got them in a couple days ago. Ooh, we're up to 3. Rocking and a rolling. Really don't know what to talk about. Oh, it's been a good day though. A busy day, but a good one. I got packages off in the mail. I'm so proud of me because I'm usually bad about that. I still have cards to drop off. Hey, Homestead in the Hustle. Hey. See, what else have I done? Oh, I separated some of my seeds. Cleaned my room just a wee bit. Put water in my fish tank. I did something today that I have never done since I've been doing lives. I actually ate before my live. I just got some seeds too. Ain't it a wonderful thing? I mean, like, they didn't all come in this envelope. I actually had 3 envelopes. I still have two more coming in. Probably need to check. And those are just the new ones. I so totally can't wait. I really, really, really need to plant out the garden because I've already got green onions and my strawberries and my garlic. I really want to plant more garlic, but I've already got those in place, and I really don't want to move those. Now I do have oregano, thyme, and garlic chives. Those will be moved. So, and I was talking to Amy about all my peppers, and she asked me a very important question. I got mine from Baker's Creek and Seed Safer Exchange in my gardener. The host, all allotment specialist. Did I get that right? How you doing? Are you rocking and rolling tonight? I'm rocking and rolling. But I got mine from In My Gardener, Baker's Creek, and Seed Saver Exchange. But I got like, oh, I forget how many peppers I bought. But altogether, from the ones that I bought and the ones I already had, I have 17 varieties of sweet peppers. And I want to plant at least 2 of each one of those. So, that's 34 pepper plants. So I have really got to do some figuring. And I have Dr. Witchy's on the tomatoes, Cherokee purples, and I have 3 different cherry tomatoes, so that's at least 5 of those, and I want 2 of each of those, so that's 10. So now we're up to 44 plants. I'm doing super hot peppers next year. I'm doing some cayennes, but I'm going to do them in a grow bag that just happens to be red. But I won this from the Naked Gardener. So, let's put that down there. I'm going to do my cayenne pepper in it and stick it in the back, or not the back, but the front, or maybe on the side of the back. So, they don't cross-pollinate, because I had that happen last year. I cross-pollinated my cayenne peppers with my banana peppers and my sweet peppers, and then I had a sweet bell. And I didn't realize it until, I done cut it up and started pickling it, and them suckers were hot. I'm doing reapers and ghost peppers. Ooh, now I do have something called 7-pot hot peppers, and they're supposed to be like the reapers and the ghosts. I mean, they're supposed to be like you want to cut your tongue out hot, is what I call it. And I have to find them, because my son wants me to plant some of those so he wants to dehydrate them, turn them into a powder, and make like a chili that's just like, ungodly hot. So, and I keep warning him. I'm like, man, this is hot enough to make body parts melt. And he says he didn't care. He's going to try it anyway, but I don't know. Now, one of the guys I watch, Everything Spicy, I've watched him take reapers and ghost peppers and eat the whole thing. He made me sweat just watching him. But I do want my cayenne peppers, because I like to make cayenne powder, not only just for cooking, but also to make a insecticide, for my plants. You mix cayenne powder and water and something else. I think it was soap or something. Phil, yes. Phil, yeah. I love Phil. Man, he makes me sweat and hurt just watching him. But a couple months ago, he did that Veterans 30-day challenge where he ate a hot pepper every day for 30 days. Ooh, could you imagine his gut? Because they were all hot, like ghost peppers and they were wrinkly, deformed looking, and you know that had to hurt. But I tasted a little bit of cayenne pepper today, and it burnt the crap out of my tongue. I'm like, oh man. But I do like that Valentina's hot sauce, so I'm getting there. But I'm nowhere near reapers and ghost peppers. But I have to find those 7-pot peppers. I don't quite remember what I did with them. I bet you. if I had to guess, they might still be in here. But I don't see them, so maybe not. I know I did something with them. So you get all these envelopes when you start ordering seeds, and I don't want to get rid of them. Aha, I think I found them. I got them from, I won them from Elkin Acre Homestead. Killed me doing that type. Yeah, I can imagine. But I won them from Elkin Acre, but they came from Bare Bottom. Bare Bottom Acres is the one that supplied them. And it says 7-pot, super hot, mad, wicked, hoppin' hot peppers. Be afraid. Chocolate 7-pot hot peppers. I'm one of the hottest peppers on earth. Hey, Mom and Dad. How you doing? And he said he wanted hot peppers, so I might do that for my son. But I need to research that. I'm pretty sure I'm not growing them in the front yard or the backyard with the rest of my peppers. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking, that they were super hot. When I read that, I was thinking, I'll probably never grow those. And then, you know, I talked to, like, my son for, like, an hour the other night, and he goes, oh, grow those. I'll eat them. I'll eat them. I'm like, dude, you know, that'll change your voice. Hey, Amy. It's all Susan's fault. Then Susan needs to be getting in here, too. I'm just saying. You might want to text her and say, hey. Hey, Josh. How you doing? In your yard homestead. There's, hi, honey, I'm home. Or, honey, I'm home. Hey, Miss Patty. Miss Susan. I was just telling Doho about my hot peppers that I got that I wasn't for sure if they were super hot, but he informs me they are. So, I might plant those just for my son. But they have to be in the front yard, or maybe my neighbor will let me put them in a container and put them in her yard. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it, Josh. You want to punish yourself or what? No, my son wants it, so I'm going to punish him. Hey, Simply Jen Homestead. He told me the other night that he wanted me to grow. He wanted me to grow him. He talked about the oh, which one was it? The ghost peppers, and what was the other one? Reapers. And I'm like, dude. I said I don't have those. I said, but I do have some 7-pot peppers that are supposed to be hot. I said, I don't know. I'll have to find them. And I just found them because they're not with my seed collection. Because I didn't think I'd ever grow them. But they're the 7-pot, super mad, wicked, hoppin' hot peppers. Chocolate, the chocolate variety. Chocolate 7-pot hot peppers. That was supplied by Bare Bottom Acres that I'd won from Elkin Acre Homestead. 850 VG from Rhode Island. How cold is it? How cold is it up there today? Oh, Amy, yeah, it is. But I'm not growing it in the backyard with my sweet peppers. You know that. Even my cayenne peppers are going to grow in that grow bag, and I'll probably grow them up front, maybe next to my window. 19 degrees. Ooh, I am so sorry. I do apologize. 19 degrees. Let's see. Let me make sure I get it right, because the other night I put in Saginaw and it came up Michigan. It is 49 here. I'll keep my 49. Just look for you there. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's some pretty intense units. 800,000 to 1,268,250 Scoville heat units. Yeah. No, thank you. The house is 46 degrees. You're kidding. You got an oven or something you can turn on? The landlord doesn't want to put oil in the tank. Oh, we're 43 here in Missouri. Simply, Jim, what part of Missouri are you in? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, but Mom and Dad, Claybank, y'all in Florida. That's cold for Florida. In my opinion. Springfield. Okay, y'all. I have to look that up real quick. I used to live in Missouri, that's why I asked. Springfield. If I learned to spell. It is 45 there. I wanted the map, not the weather. Alright, let's see. What are you near? Oh, let's see. Branson. Oh, you ain't too far. Well, yeah, you kind of are. You're on one side where I lived on the other. Never mind. I mean, it ain't like super far, but it's not close either. 43 or 48 here, but low tonight is supposed to be 34. It was 34 when I woke up this morning, Amy. It was pretty cold. I had ice on my windows, but not super bad. Not as bad as I did the 2 mornings previous. I actually had to scrape them off Monday. So this is Thursday, no, Tuesday. So Monday or Tuesday I had to scrape the ice off my windows. Actually, I think both days. And but it warmed up fairly quick, so I can't complain. I think it's like, what is it, 49 now, but I mean, it was like, it was in the high 50s. It was almost shorts, but in fact, Megan wore shorts to the store. But when we went to go get dinner, she was kind of chilly, but I had the heater going in the truck, so it was a-okay. But I just got these. I think I showed you these last week, the purple dragons, because I got one order last week and one order this week, and that was last week's. And the purple Russian tomatoes, that's the free one that you get with Baker Creek. Hey, Zally Van, I can't pronounce all that. How are you doing? Popping in to say hi. Ran your playlist all night long last night. Hope it helped you some. I'm still running yours, Sally, and I thank you. Hey, and Mill One Money Mindset, I'm still running yours too. Actually, I'm still running all 7 that I said I would run last night. I just left them on the computer. But I got the red Marconi. See that red Marconi? That's a sweet pepper. And he gets 7 inches long. That's going to be fun. And I showed y'all this, and this is a habanada. It's like a habanero, but without heat, because I'm a sissy. Van and Eyes. Sally Van and Eyes. Yay, I learned something. And the jalapeno, I think I showed y'all that one last week too. That's like a jalapeno, but without heat, because I'm a sissy. But this one's a new one for me. Violet Sparkle. Ain't that pretty? It's sweet and crisp. Hey, Having the Homestead. Ooh, I want to talk to you like through email, or I think I have you on Marco Polo, don't I? I need to quit looking at me and look at you, and yeah, something else I can't pronounce. It's a purple pepper, and it's supposed to be sweet. And then the lipsticks, they're supposed to be sweet. And these are supposed to be sweet and large. Like large and in charge. And I can't pronounce these, but they're supposed to be sweet. I'm going to learn how to pronounce all of these. And sheep nose pimento. Nathan told me from Sampson Farm, told me to get that one. I got golden treasures. They're supposed to be sweet. and 9-inch long. So they're another huge pepper. And then paprika, because, you know, everybody wants to make their own paprika. And then, of course, my apple peppers. These things are sweet, and they're awesome. I love them. I know, they're rare. I went on a kick of trying to find the most different sweet pepper that I could find. I still have a couple more coming in. Then I have the orange bells, which I'll probably grow 1 or 2 plants of, and the King of the North. They're bell peppers, but they're sweet, but I'm not crazy about bells. And then the Jimmy Nardellos, and they're a sweet Italian pepper. I'm going to learn how to pronounce all their names and all their backstories. I'm going to can some of them, and I'm going to dehydrate some of them and make powder. Because all these peppers have a different flavor, but they're all sweet, but some of them have like a smoky flavor and stuff like that. So I want to grow a couple of each and kind of make a sweet chart on which one's the sweetest, you know. Kind of like how they have the Scavelli or whatever heat chart. I want to do the same thing for a sweet chart. So that's why I'm growing 17 different varieties of peppers this year. And there's still some I didn't get, but I'm going to. It's just going to be later on. Here's one y'all might not have heard of. They're called crystal apple cucumbers. I'm going to try those this year. This coming year. You better build some more raised beds. You'll need the space just for the peppers. Yeah, see, that's what me and Amy Broussard was talking about. She goes, do you have enough space? I have 250 square feet. I have 5 beds. And then I have 1 spiral that I usually save for all my herbs. And then I do have that. I took a couple 2x4s and cylinders and made this shelf, the step, 2-tier step that holds containers. And I can put plants in containers and grow them there. But I'm thinking about building, you know, a couple more beds. Because, you know, it's a garden thing. And then I'm going to try the Brad's Atomic Grape Tomato. Check out the way those look. Aren't those pretty? They're supposed to be sweet too. You notice the sweet theme? And then I got purple basil, which it was a free gift from Baker Creek, which I don't think I needed, but I got. You have the Brad's Atomics. Have you grown them before? I just draw them. I can't grow anything. Blue thumb. And this one here is called Pink Bumblebee. I don't know if you can see the... It's kind of a variegated, is what I would call it. But it's got like a... It says, stunning cherry, vibrant fire engine red with golden orange striping. And they're supposed to be a sweet flavor. Just got them this year. Yeah, so we get to find out together how well they taste. And then I got the tiger melon. Ain't that pretty? But I got trellises for that. Hey, Don Golf, how you doing? And I got the Kajori melon that Jess from Roots and Refuge is always growing. I told my son about these because he's the only reason I even grow cantaloupes or melons. And then I got this. Little Fingers eggplant. And I think what I'll do is let's like cut them up and batter them and fry them. Like I do my zucchini. But that's the 3 orders that I've gotten in so far. I live in Saginaw, Texas. It's about 5 miles north of Fort Worth. And Fort Worth is 28 miles west of Dallas. For those of you who don't know where Fort Worth is, because a lot of people don't. Grew well here last year. Has a high jelly-like center with a thicker skin that resists cracking. Sweet. That's what I was hoping. But usually, I know it's weird, but usually with my cherry tomatoes, I usually make salsa out of those. They make really good salsa. But I've always been really good with cherry tomatoes. And my bigger tomatoes, they do okay. But I also want to get some of those, oh, what's it called? The Amish tomato that you do for tomato paste. I want a Bordeaux Mastiff for Christmas. Anybody know where I can get one? Is that a dog? I'm guessing because of the Mastiff. Bordeaux. Yeah, the Amish paste tomatoes. I want to grow some of those to make tomato paste. I have no idea. The only thing I can say is maybe check your classifieds in your area. Maybe even Facebook, because Facebook has that marketplace that goes by your local area. It is bigger and more like a paste tomatoes with the jelly center. Real good though. Yeah, I just don't know. I've never really been super good at growing big tomatoes, but practice makes perfect. But I've always been fairly decent with cherry tomatoes. And I got plenty to drink tonight, y'all. I got my soda and my tea. Check me out. I came prepared. Should have made some hot cocoa. Oh, and I know y'all have had to see them where you get your little, so you grow little things. I can live with that. I grew red corn this winter or this fall, and if we hadn't had that frost a month early, I might have actually got some, but because it was actually producing. But you know them. You can get them at Walmart, I know. That's like the cookie set with the little frying pan. Well, I couldn't help myself. I got one. Isn't that the cutest little thing? I said it's my gnome skillet. Like garden gnome. I can't. One of these days, I'm going to cook an egg in this sucker. I love growing cherry tomatoes, especially the black cherry tomatoes. I've got some black cherry tomatoes. I started them late this year. Hey, Miss Patty. And, so I've only got one off of it before the freeze hits. But, yep, I'm growing some. The black cherry tomatoes are kind of sweeter than regular cherry tomatoes, aren't they? Mine seem that way. I can't wait to use that little frying pan. Little cast iron skillet. I think it's so cute. Actually, I might find a way to put my logo in here. That round one that I designed, and then that way you can hang it on the wall. Sorry, my nose is just allergies kicking. That's the basil, and that's the 7 hot peppers, and that's strawberries. I guess I can put these back in one of the little envelopes. They are so good. Yep, sweeter. That's what I was thinking, because I got one. Of course, it didn't make it in the house. Kind of like my Kajari melons. And not Kajari melons, but my Cuckoo Melons. That's something else I'm growing more of this year is Cuckoo Melons. Where is your water ridge? Patty, you keep talking about this elusive water thing, but I have yet to see it. Except, when I shower. Or I fill up my fish tank. I know where the water is, Patty. This here, it's water. It's just been colored by a little tea bag. Know what I'm saying? I say that all the time. See, this is water. It's just got color to it because it got a tea bag. And now it has flavoring. So it's flavored water. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Honestly, blended water, yes. Cuckoo melons are the bomb. The only problem with cuckoo melons is, one, you got to not forget to water them, like I kind of did. and they kind of shriveled like like grapes on. They're like grapes that shriveled the raisins on my vine. Dr. Pepper. No, see, I have the Dr. Pepper right here. That one's the tea flavor. But the problem with Cuckoo Melons is, one, you got to keep them watered, and two, they're so good. You got to plant a lot of them. They don't really make it to the kitchen. Hey, Dave Northwater, how you doing? Good. Save with flavoring. Yep. The tea looks good. Now I have to go make some. I'm all coffeeed out. I haven't even had coffee today. Patty, you doing it on purpose? Miss Tinker's wife? Kakari raisins? Kakari raisins? Because of the Cuckoo Melons that turned into raisins? Yes. I messed up twice. And went out of town or forgot to water. And it got really too hot. And I had baby ones. And I came home or went out there and they were all dried up. And I was like all sad. But I can't say I didn't get any. I did get a few. They just never made it to the kitchen. They are they're super good. I would love to have like a basket of them to pickle. Sweet brine. Cuckoo Melons. I'd be having like the jar with a fork. Garden candy. Definitely garden candy. I mean, it's awesome by itself. But I'm sure pickled, it would just take it to a whole nother heavenly level, in my opinion. But I never, I never once got one in the house, and I grew 8 plants. Every time I'd see them, I'd pick them and eat them. And, hey, Dave Northwater, how are you doing tonight, by the way? Every time I see them, I'd pick them and eat them, or I might come up, like I text my daughter, hey, come outside, and I hand her one. Tell me what you think. Because it tastes like a cucumber with a slight citrusy flavor. And I think it depends on where it's growing at, is how citrus it tastes. I'd like to grow them, but I can't find any seeds here. Look at migardener.com and Baker Creek, which is rareseeds.com, and see if they ship to Australia. If they don't, let me know, Josh, and I will buy you a pack and mail them to you. I will get you some Cuckoo Melon seeds. Are the Cuckoo Melons those little ones that are the size of a cherry tomato? I've only seen pics. Yes, they look like a watermelon. They are the size of a grape, but they taste like a cucumber with a slight citrus flair. I would say kick, but it's really not a kick. Awesome to hear, Dave Northwater. We love snacking on our pineapple. I haven't tried the pineapple tomatillos yet. I don't have any seeds. I'll have to get some. Baker Creek has them. They may know who would have them down under, right? But if you can't find anywhere that'll ship them to Australia, you let me know. I'll stick them in a regular envelope and put about 30 stamps on that sucker if I have to, and I'll get them to you, Josh. Where do you live at, Sally? Battery is dying and won't charge. I will holler at you later. Alright, Susan. I need to get some of the pineapple ground cherries. Yeah, I do too, because I tried the regular ground cherries and I didn't care for them. Ohio, go to rareseeds.com. That's Baker Creek, and they have them, and migardener.com. And My Gardener has them for 99 cents. I know Baker Creek don't post here. It would be great to get some. Josh, email me, and I will get information from you, and I'll see about getting you a pack. Do the Cuckoo Melons have specific growing conditions requirements? I have super sandy soil. I don't think so. The only problem I think Josh might have a problem with is he'll have to really keep them watered. They will grow in heat because this is Texas. It gets really hot in Texas. And I grew mine in a raised bed, so I don't really know if it would be a problem in sandy soil. The worst case scenario, you could probably take a cup and grow it in that. Well, or a pot, because it will create a tubular if it's there long enough. But you can grow it with your tomatoes, you can grow it with your beans or anything. It'll grow, but it doesn't really choke out other plants. It's so small. Cool, Josh, do that. I'll see what I can't do. Do they grow well in containers? Yeah, I think they do. As long as the container's big enough to hold like a tubular. I mean, the roots itself aren't that big, but they do create a tubular from what I read, which I didn't know that. I need to go through my garden bed and see if I have any. But, I know they don't choke things out. I've got clay soil and loam soil. What I say, it can't hurt to try it. That's usually what I do. I don't care what it is. If I want to grow it, I'll try. If my soil's not good enough, then I'll do it in the raised bed. And if it needs a more unique mixture of soil, then I just use a container. Because most plants will do well in containers. Like a tomato, if you do a 5-gallon bucket or a 5-gallon container, it'll do fine. I think you could probably do a cuckoo melon in a small pot because it's a real tiny vine, but it does need something to vine. It's very prolific, and it will grow some leaves. I work in cold wax, but I haven't gotten into the caustic wax. For the cuckoo melon, yeah, I think a 3-gallon would work just fine. I haven't personally done it, but I don't think it would have a problem with it. I grew 4 of them in between. Alright, like on one side of the trellis, I had 5 cantaloupe. And I had them spaced out about 12 inches apart. Because I had them growing up a trellis. I wasn't worried about that kind of, I'm doing square foot gardening. And in between each cantaloupe, I had a cuckoo melon growing. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, for each finger would be a cantaloupe. Each space was a cuckoo melon. And they had no problem whatsoever. Yeah, you could, Josh. You could probably even try them in your aquaponic. Just give them something to climb on. In fact, in your aquaponic, they would probably grow crazy. Like if you saw, I watched one guy grow a few of them over like a chicken coop to shade his chickens. Now, Patty, I don't know if they will cross-pollinate or not, but Amy has some that's a little different growing wild in her yard. Behind her rabbit, or around her rabbit pen. I'm not sure if she's still here or not. But Amy had some that were growing, they were wild cuckoo melons. And they were good. Yeah, I think aquaponics would be good for those because they require a lot of water. You'd probably get a lot of production. Explain your wild cuckoo melons. I would, Josh, because I know one guy, he grew, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 plants, and he had them to cover his chicken coop. You know how you put a net above your chicken run to keep hawks from coming down? And he grew them, and they grew up and over. If you go to and look at any of my videos and you see my trellis that goes from one bed to the other that has the lights on it, that's Cuckoo Melons. I mean, the watermelon and the cantaloupe kind of grew up and kind of met to the middle, but that whole thing was really full of Cuckoo Melon foliage. Hey, Freaky Geek, how you doing? They look like Cuckoo Melons, but without the stripes. Yeah. And they kind of taste the same, if I remember right. Cold, but not outside freezing. Amen. Me too, neither. Of course, I will be at 5:30 in the morning. Tastes a little like a cucumber. See, that's what a Cuckoo Melon tastes like. It tastes a little like a cucumber, but with a slight citrus flavor. I need to ask Ben from VW Farms about those aquaponics. He has a whole high tunnel in aquaponics. Yes, I would love to have Ben set up. Yeah, it is cool. I agree with Josh. And in fact, I think the video he just had the other morning, he was in there harvesting lettuce for his salad, and he got a tomato. That's a dream right there, to have a high tunnel. Well, unless I'm further up north. Then I would want to do what that one guy in Nebraska's done. He has that greenhouse, and it has underground tube that runs around it, and it pumps in the air that the earth is heated up. So he grows like lemons and oranges in Nebraska in the winter. I think it's Nebraska. He might know about how the Cuckoo Melons would. Yeah, he might. But I think in aquaponics that they would just flourish, because Cuckoo Melons require water, a lot of it. And if you miss too many days, they suffer from it. That was one thing that really got me. But this year I'm hoping that my first big expense of the year will be setting up a drip irrigation type system of some sort. I know I can get those big blue food grade barrels for like 10 to 20 bucks, and then I can get a couple 100 feet of tubing for I think 10, 20 bucks, and then run it to each section. And I've got those terracotta pots that are in the ground that I use for my tomatoes. I thought about getting more of those and having the irrigation hose go to those and make sure those stay filled up, and that way I don't ever really have to water. And if I do have to water, I can fill up the barrels and let it sit and let that chlorine dissipate before it waters my garden. Yeah, the geothermal heat. Yep. See, I've researched how to do a lot of this no matter what territory I end up in, because I don't have my land yet. I don't know 100% where it's going to be at. So I've researched, how to do it up north, how to do it in the desert, how to do it in the rainy areas. I've got to have some shade over my aquaponic system, so that would be great coverage. Yes, it would, because even if the Cuckoo Melons dry up because of lack of watering, which they won't because they're in aquaponics, those leaves will still be there. Sunglasses for the shades. Is it Nevada? But actually, I've got a weird dream. I'll have to share it with y'all. A dream, a desire, not so much a calling, but I would love to do it. I would like to regreen the desert. It can be done, but I would love, between permaculture, swales, compost, planting certain things, you could literally regreen the desert, and that's always been one of my, I guess, dreams. I don't know, desires. Yes, Allie, I would. They taste good. Yeah, exactly. I know the everyday Kara asked me at the shindig, did I know, because I was talking about my dream of regreening the desert, and she goes, you need to check out Green Dream Project. I said, oh, I already have. I'm already subscribed. I know Jim, yeah. And there's also a guy named Jeff, or actually it's pronounced Geoff, but it's Jeff Lofton, and he grew figs and mushrooms. I think it was 10 miles away from the Dead Sea Scroll. I mean, it can be done. If you use permaculture, composting, and certain plants and plant them a certain way, that way when the rain floods, because even those areas, when they get rain, they get so much it floods and it just washes away the topsoil. It's one of the reasons why there's desert. Alright, thanks so much, Sally. I'll keep yours going. Las Vegas without the cement. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I also subscribe to Gardening with Leon. I found Gardening with Leon because of Arms Family Homestead, who just hit 200,000 subscribers, and I was like, yes. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Let's do it. Yeah, I'm serious. It's one of my visions, dreams, goals. Yes, Geoff Lofton is awesome. I have watched many of hours on his videos. In fact, I watched him and a few others long before I ever really got into our own homesteading community. Before I started watching Roots and Refuge and Doug and Stacy and Deep South, all of them. Before I started watching them, I was watching Geoff Lofton as Jeff, but Geoff Lofton or whatever. And there's a few others that, because they've done it, I think it was in China that they did it. They had an area that was overgrazed, and the grass and everything, it started turning into desert, the desertification, and they took forever, but they finally talked the villagers into doing rotational grazing with their animals, and they redug the swells and planted certain things to help slow down, the water runoff. And I think it was like 5 years later, it was green again. It was like a jungle, and it did not look like the desert it did 5 years before. I would love to do that. If we could just slow it down and start taking back some of the desert. Yeah. Not so much as an oasis, freaky geek, as I want to regreen the whole desert. A desert is not normal. It's not natural. And it's getting bigger every year. And I'd like to be a part of stopping that. If I had a calling, that would be it. I think that would be my way of helping save the planet. Exactly. It can be done, but it takes many hands doing it. But I think if you build carports, right? Hear me out on this, because I thought this through. You build carports, and I'm pretty sure Green Dream, you've seen some of this stuff already. But you do water catchments on all the carports. The carports are shade places for your animals. You take all your animal waste and you compost it. That compost goes into deep ditch swells that you've dug out. And you dig them out in stages going down, but you follow the terrain of the land. And Jeff Lofton, when they were doing it, they say if you do it right, the ground starts holding the water. The water table starts to rise back, and springs develop, and dried up creeks will come back. And yeah, got plenty of desert in Australia. Yeah. And, well, America's getting plenty of desert. Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, West Texas. All of that is desert. In fact, you can get land dirt cheap in West Texas. There just ain't no water. And you can spend an easy $5,000 digging a well, and they probably won't even hit water. Because it's that dry. Because of the erosion. Even bringing animals back into the area, like beavers and wolves, make a huge difference in the landscape. Yeah, just like Yellowstone. Yellowstone was having a huge problem with the land erosion, because the deers were eating all the grass and the stuff that grows on the side of the water. And when they introduced wolves, it stopped that. Brett, or Amy, whichever one you are, um, it's not even sand. It's like stone and salt. It's like a salt flat. Maria's working on Beaver Restoration. It's working. Yeah. Well, when they brought the deer or brought the wolves back into Yellowstone, they started putting a dent in the deer population and the antelope and whatever else. They eat tons of grass, and the grass started coming back, and the erosion stopped, and then the land started to repair itself. It's because it's the nature's way, nature's cycle. And when you mess up nature and throw something out of balance, you end up something like a desert. Like I said, deserts aren't normal, and they're growing at a rapid rate. But I've been wanting to regreen the desert for like 10 years or better. But I don't ever see me doing it by myself, so. But I thought, maybe if I got some land almost out there and started working on it, and then, maybe 5 years later buy another couple acres and just start bringing it that way. And then maybe my kids would follow. And then eventually, you just make it smaller and smaller until there's no more desert. And then, we could build, the tiny home movement. Man, when I saw the tiny home movement, I automatically thought of vets and homeless. Because, only a third of the homeless is homeless because of drugs. The rest are domestic violence and veterans. And, people with, like, a disability that is just disabled enough they can't work, but not enough to get help. Those types do. Ooh, I just climbed on my soapbox. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, it is a big job, and it definitely would be worth it. Yeah, and the housing's too expensive, too. Way too expensive. When I first got married, yeah, it's a very complex issue. When I first got married in the early 90s, you could buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in the boot of Missouri. And I know that's different because it's a smaller town where Fort Worth is huge. And my dad lives in Sacramento, California. And a house out there would go for like 30,000, 40,000. A house like that here goes for like 100,000. And in California, it goes for like 300,000 or 400,000. And it's the same size house. It's just the location it's in. Yeah, the housing list gets longer and longer every year. Yep. When you fix it to a certain point, big business will buy it and wreck it. Yeah, more than likely, Dave Northwater. Maybe. But it would still be something that it'll always be back in my head, something that I'd want to do. If I ever won the lotto, or or just came into a large sum of money, that's exactly what I would do. I'd buy 20 so acres and start repairing that 20 and then slowly work my way out. But I'm 47, so I'd only get a good 10, 20 years before I'd kick the bucket, and hopefully my grandkids and kids would take over. That would be something that I wish I would have had that thought or that insight or that dream when I was younger, when I could really have made a difference. But yeah, Dave's right, people would come in, and I'm 47, buy it after you made it all halfway pretty and kill it. Yeah, dreams are meant to be lived out, but train youngsters to take over and work alongside. Yeah. Well, no, even if I started now, it would probably it takes about 5 years to really see an improvement on the land. And then I would want to keep buying the land outside of it and keep spreading it. Because once you got more water and more shade and more grass growing, you could have more animals. Well, more animals means more manure. More manure means more compost. And it kills me because the government could ship in, what do you call it, like rice husks, or pecan husk, things that are a waste somewhere else. You could ship that compost in to places that need it. I am 62 and a half, and I'm just beginning my dream, and ain't no stopping me now. True. Well, that's just one of my dreams. I really want my own land. I started my first garden at 42, which is sad considering my great-grandfather was a farmer. My grandmother had a garden. I didn't have my first garden until I was 42. And what's sad is I've had land to do it. Not acreage, but I've had big backyards that I could have just had a massive garden. I've got a ½ acre now. I've only used 1/3 of it because, one, I rent. But I could have had huge harvest because I grow a ton now on that 1/3 of an acre. Could you imagine what I could do on a couple acres? Government only serves to sustain itself, unfortunately. Yes, indeed. Nothing is a waste if you find a purpose for it. That's what I'm saying. There's places where they find things that a waste that they could just ship it to other areas, like the desert where they need compost and manure and food waste or whatever. What can't be eaten by somebody else. Oh, if I had my way about it, there wouldn't be nobody on the planet starving. That is true, Simply Jam. When you know better, you do better. That first year, because I rent and I have a roommate, I asked permission after that first year if I could have a garden. He said yes, so I planted it. And when I tasted, the okra and the tomatoes and what else did I grow that year? The peppers. I fell in love, and to me it was therapeutic anyway. If you have anxiety, depression, any of that, you get your hands in the dirt and you get back to nature, it calms your soul. That's hands down. But first you need to be good before you can become better. Yeah. Can brats be good? If you ground them enough. But that's how my YouTube started. Once I got out in the garden and realized how calming it was to my nerves, I'm like, dude, I gotta share this. I mean, I'm no expert, but I can prove that if I can do it, anybody can. I love playing in the dirt. Yes, I do too. It makes my ever-loving day to sit out and I don't care what I'm doing in the dirt as long as I'm planting seed. I'm playing with the dirt. Man, you just don't know. I'm nearly 64 and I'm still long to work. Even though I hurt all the time, it's far better for the soul and body. Hoping my son and wife would join me. That's why I say my son's married and I'm hoping they find some place. And my daughter's engaged and I'm hoping maybe she'll find some place. And between one of them, I'll get like an acre or so, and I can at least. Yeah, Josh, I have that too. I have PTSD from an abusive childhood, and I have anxiety and depression. And gardening definitely helps. Yeah, that's a whole another story. I had a very dark childhood. We'll just put it that way. Can't get down close to the soil like I used to, which is a bummer, but I love working with the soil. Tinker's wife, Miss Patty, that's when you start making like those table beds. And like for tomatoes and peppers, you can do those in containers, but all the little stuff, you only need about so much dirt for it to grow in anyway. Just a thought. That way you don't have to bend over at all. Not made mud pies in years. I was told never to eat it. I don't like to waste food. I had a cousin. Yeah, I think it was a cousin. It was either a cousin or a friend that would eat mud pies. I remember sitting. I was about 3 or 4, sitting underneath my grandma's trailer, making mud pies with my cousins. Green Dream is doing a live if you have any. Have any what? I have 2-inch deep beds now, 200 square feet of gardening space. Or 2 foot deep, excuse me. I don't know why I say an inch. Mine are about, I think the most shallow would probably be about 10 to 12 inches. And the deepest would probably be about 14. You can eat it at Freaky Geek, but I wouldn't recommend it. It tastes dirty. Oh, questions. Yeah, I don't have any questions. I've been researching that stuff for years. I mean, years. Even before I knew they existed. The biggest thing would be the swells, but that has to go with the line of the topography of the land. That's why, like, if you bought land, you really would want to stay on it for a few rains and see where the water would go. But I do watch The Green Dream, and I do watch anything I can find on Geoff Lofton, or however you pronounce it. I just Jeff Lofton. And there are a few others that are really big in the permaculture. And I don't know if y'all have ever watched, oh, his name's Michael something. And he does the Earthship homes in New Mexico, I do believe. And if you don't know what an Earthship home is, you've got to research it. It's self-sustaining home from one end to the other. It collects and harvests rainwater, and it recycles gray water and the black water, and it has a greenhouse in the front of the home, and oh, I just want one of those. I mean, that would just be awesome. And they're made with cobs. They're like, the walls are like that thick, so they maintain a certain temperature all year long. You know, 18 was my favorite depth. Tall enough to have a seat on the box and low enough to be able to get good leverage when shoveling. Yes, amen. Yo, yeah, I could definitely live in one of those. Yep, Earthship homes. They are awesome because they recycle everything. The gray water goes through and gets filtered and goes to do the vegetables. Your black water goes and it gets filtered and it goes to plants that you don't eat that go outside. I mean, them Earthship homes are cool. Even the Hobbit homes are cool. And I like the mini, or the tiny homes. But I really like the Earthship homes because they collect water, they're solar power, wind power, kind of like I do everything house. I'd be scared drowning living in an Earthship place. Why would you drown? Well, maybe if you slept walk and fell in the living room into the pond, because some of them have ponds in the front. Unless you're just being funny. Of course, I know you are, because you're freaky geek. Earthship, sink, drowned. Gotcha. Ships can sink. But I think they're really cool because they have the solar power, the wind power, and they recycle the water from one drop to the other. But I did like the way Green Dream was doing their septic. That is really cool. They call them a living home house. Yep. Because the roof collects water and stores it in the cistern, and it has a pump. I mean, it's just totally cool. And what I like about it is it kind of holds its certain temperature, and I know there's certain areas it does better than others, but it really adapts well to certain terrains, and I like that. And it wasn't that expensive to build if you built just a basic standard one, but it could get costly. I've seen some of those videos where they were reaching pretty high, pretty expensive, but they were still cool. I was like, I want one. But pounding dirt in those tires, man, you know that'd have to be a workout. Be right back. I got a notification. I'm shocked. Would you get a notification for Freaky Geek? And we'll be right here, at least until you got 40 minutes. Unless I ended early, which I don't see that. Mm-hmm. Yep, Brian, it sustains itself. Well, and that in the greenhouse. So technically, you can grow your vegetables all year round. And if you raised your own meat, you would need nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, okay, medical care occasionally. But if you're eating that healthy, you won't need much medical care either. If I don't get back before this live is done and take care of. You have a good one, Freaky Geek, just in case. A craft show is having a premiere. Sweet! I got to visit the chat and bug folks later. Later, dude. Oh, my nose is itching. It's like something's in the air or something. And it's one of the things that's been going from hot, cold, hot, cold. I know the other night, no, I hurt. I think it was Sunday or Monday. I went to bed like at 8:30. I woke up at 11 and I felt like I had slept all night long. But I hadn't. And I went to the bathroom and I looked at the clock. I'm like, I went back to sleep. I forced myself to go back to sleep. And woke up at 5:30. But man, I felt completely rested. Unlike last week on last live when I took a nap right before. Oh, that was bad. I'll try not to do that no more. Yeah, if I do, I'll make sure it's way earlier in the day. Oh. But yeah, that's my rant for the night, I guess. I want to green the desert and have an earth chip home, and or at least a tiny cabin, or a shed to house conversion. I'm not that picky. The only thing is I really want my bed on the first floor if I had a tiny home, because I don't want my dog having to try to climb some stairs. My dog has to be with me. And she's been so good tonight. It's kind of too early to be saying that. She might get wild. Chris McClendon is talking about you. What's he saying? What is the Celtic giant saying? Is he calling me a garden gnome? Thank you, Josh. But yeah, that is my dream, to have a little, a little something, little house, a little earthship. Cordwood houses are cool also. What is cordwood? Probably Simply Jam. Because Chris is talking about me. Yeah, Tinker's wife. I dislocated my right knee when I was 14 and never healed right. So that's why I kind of walk funny sometimes. I catch myself waddling and I'm like, oop, gotta stop that. But I dislocated it, and I was supposed to be on crutches for 6 weeks. But my high school was 3 floors, and crutches and stairs don't mix. Corewood is for fires. I'll have to check that out. That's something I can write on. Yes, I do. It's because you're little. I may be little, but I'm cute. That's what my mom used to say all the time. Okay, all these doodles. Okay. I'm going to check that out. Because I've seen the Earthship homes and the clay homes, or the cob, and the strawbell homes. I went mobile, so I'm typing slow. That's alright, Brett. Oh, it's Amy. It's all good in the hood, Amy. Know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to get me a shirt that says that. Have like a little... Ooh, my little garden gnome logo. Have that and have known what I'm saying somewhere, like with a little bubble. Oh, hello, Miss Zena. I knew you was going to get up and start your huffing and puffing. Is for fires. See, I got to look that up because that's driving me crazy. That's a short drive, I know. Look them up on YouTube. It's firewood that is stacked and mortared together. I will definitely look that up. Hey, Jesse. Miss Hive in the homestead. Oh, speaking of that, I know why that made me think of that. My daughter, I'm so proud of her, is starting her own, I guess, cosmetic company. All natural ingredients. And she's made lip glosses. And this was the first one that she made for me. And it's all natural oils, all natural coloring. This stuff is awesome. And she's calling it Fidelis Cosmetics. Split and stack wood, basically. Yay. The Having the Homestead is now on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is awesome. It's not, it looks dark, but it's really not. It's not sticky, it's not tacky, it's all natural. Makes your lips feel smooth. But we have family members and friends who, a lot of cosmetic, the chemicals and cosmetics they're allergic to. So Megan wanted to make something that was natural. And that's what she's done. I definitely will, Jesse. No, it does not have beeswax in it. It has coconut oil, vitamin E oil, almond oil or something. It's all natural, but it doesn't have any beeswax. It's straight up lip gloss. Not yet Simply Jam, but we're working on it. I've already got her domain name, and she's working on her first product line. But we've got the name, the domain name, and I'm going to start working on her, is that a Semper stick? Like for Semper Fidelis? I think they call that a deer tail or deer paw. I don't know. But she liked the Fidelis, because Fidelis in Latin means faithful. And she always wants to be faithful to her customers. She used FDA approved pigments, I think. I'll have all that information. I just wanted to give you all a heads up, because that stuff is awesome. She'll have different flavors. It's edible. You don't know why you'd want to, but you could. You could certainly eat the tube. Looks like a shotgun shell. Cool. My daughter's name is Megan. Yep, Megan Doss. Well, it'll be Goodwin eventually, but yeah, but the name of her company is going to be Fidelis Cosmetics, which translate to faithful cosmetics, because she wants to be faithful to her customers, that there will never be anything in her product that would harm you. It is completely safe, but it's like almond oil, coconut oil, vitamin E oil. And I would go ask her, but she's taking a nap because she has to be at work in an hour or two. But I'll get the information, and next week on my live, I'll have more information of what's in it, the different flavors. I know she's got chocolate, strawberry, cherry, kiwi, cinnamon, peaches, there's tons of flavors. Yeah, I know, Amy. Working on it. I think she's talking about also getting coffee flavor, so you could have coffee flavored lip gloss, because she's already had 2 people, and I think one of them was Amy, request that. Yep. But one of her bosses or somebody did. She's already actually sold a couple already to friends or coworkers. But yep. She's working on the first product line now. But I was gonna get a hold of Jesse to see if y'all wanted some. But it's awesome. I love it, because it's not sticky or gummy or any of that. Oh, it's awesome. It smells good. It tastes good. It's all natural. But she uses, everything's FDA approved. But I can't remember what the name of the pigments and stuff were, the colors. She has some that's liquid and some that's like a powder. She should hook up with the soap makers and do a kit. She actually already had one lady reach out to her that does those gift boxes. You know, the subscription boxes. She found Megan on Instagram because Megan's already started posting pictures and talking about her product line. And she gave a pitch to that lady, and that lady said, "Okay, you know, I'll do that." So Megan's got to come up with like 35 of them by January to put in that lady's subscription boxes. And yeah, it's cool. And Dave Northwater, and you say that, but I really want to get into making soap. I thought about hitting Jessie up to have her teach me, because I really want to make soap. Because I love soap. Soap is awesome. And I love the flavored soaps. The oils and dries. Oh, I love it. In fact, I still have 2 bars left, I think, Jessie. 1 bar is almost completely gone. The second bar is almost gone. Because one's in the shower, one's by the sink. And then I have the other 2 bars. And I'm going to be sad when they're gone. Because I love them. They're awesome. And you should check out Having the Homestead store, because they will have their soaps on sale. Well, for sale. You know what I mean. I think it's about time to switch my Dr. Pepper out for my tea. My Dr. Pepper's getting watery. Hey, Jessica Thomas. How is your mama? How is your daughter? How is the rest of your family? Not necessarily in that order. How are you? That would be first. Yeah, but next Thursday I'll have more information on it, other than just what the company name's going to be. Yeah, right, Josh? I think it would be cool to learn how to make soap. Kiddo's fine. Mom and I have... Well, my mom I haven't talked to. And why? You should talk to your mama. I can't say much. I need to call my mama, too. Oh, my nose. Someone needs to tell Chris McClendon to quit talking about me. Yay! Yeah, that's going to be happening. Because I know of at least 3 times that I'm going to be in Louisiana in 2020. I understand, Jesse, or Jessica. Life gets busy. It take time to call her now. You'll regret it if you don't. Don't squander it. But I'm definitely planning on at least 3 trips to Louisiana in 2020. I see one in about January, February-ish. And I know I'm going in June, because, you know, the bash. Yep, Robin makes good soap too. I haven't had any of her soap, but I have had Jesse's from Having the Homestead. I also have a few bars of Frugal Farmer, but he hasn't been on my lives in a while. I'm going to have to email him and see if he's alive and kicking. I know he posted a video today. Maybe I'll text him. Because that, you know, just because. But actually, Big Bear is going to be in Louisiana at the same time. No, Dave Northwater, I haven't. That's actually getting put off for 2 weeks. Came over the other day, so now it's your turn. Yeah, that's true. But you live a little further. Like, you live closer to New Orleans, correct? See, like, I come and I cross the Texas border and I drive 1 hour to get to Amy's. Don't I have to drive like another hour to get to your place, if I'm thinking right. I think so. But no, Dave, I haven't fixed it quite yet. I did put oil in it. But it still has a leak. It still needs a spark plug. It still needs to get inspected, and it still needs to get registered. But that's coming in about 2 weeks. Because we wanted to wait and make sure we had enough money for Christmas. Because we poor here. So we wanted to make sure we had Christmas first. So I'm not going anywhere out of state for at least 2 weeks. But in January, like maybe middle to end, who knows? If not January, definitely February-ish. Maybe even March. But I haven't been there since September, so it's time. And I know I'm going June 20th, because that's the bash. And you know I'm not missing that. About an hour away from Amy and Brett. But it's like the direction going toward New Orleans, correct? Like, you know, here's the Texas border. I drive here to get to Amy's, and then I drive there to get to yours. Am I correct? I think I am. Jesse, Joey, whichever one, having the homestead. I think that's right. I'm not going to swear to it. I'm trying to keep my eye on the time. Don't want to run over. I have a Justin Timberlake song stuck in my head. I need help. Oh. But I know I'll be going there in June. And see, July, August, September. Maybe September, October. Just to kind of, I don't know, the end of the year thing. Drink it away. Drink what away? You lost me. Of course, I don't take much. East of Amy. North, south, east. Okay, I was right. Hey, Jennifer. No. Every little thing you do. Alright, you do that, Josh. I will definitely respond. And I will definitely help you out. Because it can't be that hard to mail some seeds. Merry Christmas. And that's something I didn't think about. This is my last live before Christmas. The next live I have will be after Christmas. One day after, but it's still after it. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. I almost got me a little Santa hat. I should have got a little elf hat. That would have made Amy's night. Of course, a little elf hat would look more like a little garden gnome hat, wouldn't it? No problem, Josh. But it's Justin Timberlake, every little thing you do, or something like that. It's just stuck in my head. And I don't think there's enough to drink to get that away. How often do you live in... Huh? How often do you... Oh, how often do I go lives? I go live every Thursday night at 6. Unless I take a nap, oversleep, and wake up groggy and start at 6:15 like last week. But usually it's every Thursday night at 6. Rain, shine, snow, sleep. I'm here. I go on 2 hours before the Broussards do. No problem. Thanks for coming by. That makes me happy. It don't take a lot to make me happy, but people coming by my live and saying hi makes me happy. It makes me feel like I have a bigger community. That I'm not alone. That there's other people like me that are crazy about growing tomatoes and peppers and, you know, and just wanting to hang out. I mean, you don't even have to be gardener to hop in my live, because I just like to talk to people. I don't like to go out in public, but I like to talk to people. I know it's weird. Thanks so much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Customs may be a problem if you mail seeds to Australia, Rachel. Seed laws have tightened a lot in the past 15 years. Well, we will definitely check it out. I can't make any promises, and I've let them know that, but we'll see. You're not alone. That's good, because sometimes I feel it. And, ooh, until I found this community, we'll say this time last year, my son-in-law, he has a gaming YouTube channel, and he kept telling me, Mom, you just gotta find your community. I'm like, dude, I'm a gardener. What gardening community? Oh, I found the community. And when I went to the shindig and met so many people that were just like me, and then the Bayou Bash, yeah, that was awesome. What type of product will your daughter have? She will have lip gloss, eventually lipstick, but that lipstick's going to be a while. But she's starting out with the lip gloss. And I think she's going to have these wand tubes and maybe squeeze tubes. We've talked about different things. I never thought I would find folks like me here too. I just wish I lived closer. Yes. Okay, Amy Broussard. The Broussards are about 6 hours for me. Having the homestead is about 7 hours for me. Smith Family Homestead's about 3.5 hours for me. I can't think of anybody else closer than that. Well, Arms Family Homestead, Daniel, and Keeping It Dutch, they're in Oklahoma, and technically I'm an hour away from the Oklahoma border, but I think they're a couple hours up. But the rest are, North Carolina, South Carolina, tons in Arkansas, Tennessee, Ohio, 2 families from Ohio, and my gardener's Michigan. Yeah, Jessica Thomas, I met her during the shindig in Arkansas. Brian's in Iowa. I know there's more. Green Dream in Arizona. The Everyday Kira, I think, is in California. And I've met her at the shindig. Quite a few in Missouri. And quite a few in Kentucky. That's who hadn't been in here tonight. Stringfield Ridge Farm. And getting started on the homestead. They're both from Kentucky. Stivers are from Kentucky. And there's just all over the place. The Botters, yes, they're 30 minutes from me. They're the closest ones. And, Four Blessing Farms, Edward, he's in Austin. Well, outside of Austin, like College Station. Thanks, having the homestead for reminding me about the Botters. Yes, I've actually been to their place. They're about, if there's no traffic, it's 30 minutes. If there is traffic, it's like an hour, because traffic here is a nightmare. But Ed and Jen from Four Blessing Farms is in Austin. I want to say that's about 3 hours. Maybe 2. I can't remember. I've been to Austin, I should know. I've been to Corpus and Houston. Oh, there is another one that is on the Gulf Coast. Who are they? I just started watching them. I can't think of their name. Yeah, you're about 8.5 hours from me. That's what I was saying, because I'm like 8.5, 9 hours from where I used to live in Missouri, but it's that way where you're this way up here. It's about level. Springfield and the boot, you know. It kills me is because I lived there, I was so close to Mansfield, which is where Baker Creek is. And now I don't find out about them until I live in DFW area in Texas. Go figure. Oh yeah, I've met them in person, and they were at the bash. They are awesome, Ashley and Drew, and the McClendons, Christopher and Stacy, and Stacy's mom and dad. I love them. I call them mom and dad. That's Clay Bank. They were in here. I'm not sure if they still are, but the community's huge. And it's like every day we get bigger and bigger. Kirby Dad? I don't think so. I don't think I know about Kirby Dad. But there's so many new ones that I just found recently. What are you doing, dog? Doggy. Dog. You want to say hi? Yes, no, maybe? Now you just want to be pet? I watch tons and tons and tons of channels. Some I can't even remember the name. Because I just get on a kick and I start rolling. Oh, I think it was the Tinker's wife, Patty. We were talking through comments on one of my videos about the hours we spend on YouTube watching videos. I think last week was like almost 60 hours for me that I watched on YouTube. Heading to tuck the kids in for the night. Night, guys. Been a busy day for me. I'm beat. Night, guys. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Jessica. Kiss those babies for me. Oh, Jennifer, it's just crazy how many hours I spend watching YouTube. Arms Family Homestead, Keeping It Dutch, Deep South, Roots and Refuge, The Stivers, Biobash 2020, can't wait to meet more people. Indeed, very much so. Joy and Jesse from the Hive and the Homestead. I watch Tinker's wife. I love the way she plays the guitar and sings. Even though she just started doing that here lately, but I love it. And, oh my god, it is just so many. The City Stead. And, is it Making It Work? YouTube. Linda. And Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. The Botters. The McClendons. Clay Bank. New song up today, Rachel. I will definitely catch it. I watch quite a few before I go to bed. And quite a few when I... Actually, the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, YouTube. It's sad, but it's what I do. There's a lot of newer channels that I watch too, but Four Blessings, of course, the Broussards. Reap What You Sow. Something on my glass. My head's going to be swimming when I get to meet everybody. Yeah. It took me 30 minutes. No, I think it took me 30 minutes the first time and 20 minutes the second time to get in the line to talk to Jeff from Ballhead. Because I fangirled major. And then, the night before I was at the barbecue at Roots and Refuge, and I was talking to somebody, and the next thing I know, Jessica's standing right next to me, and she says something, and I just kind of went quiet. I couldn't think of why is Single Dad going to be mad because I didn't mention him. I watch him too. I was in his live last night when he was in his car. Okay, sorry, I'm here. I had to answer the phone. Brett called. No problem. Oh, I watch him too. But he hasn't put out as much as normal because he had that issue. But I'm at his Wednesday night lives at, I think it's like 9 o'clock. Uh, and I watched the few videos that he puts out. And I've met him in person. But I didn't have a problem meeting him for some reason. I walked up and said, I'm going to hug you, and gave him a hug. Said, I'm Rachel from Garden for Sheep, and then I walked away. Now, Jeff from Bobblehead, I stood in line, and that's where I met Searching Sabrina. And I talked to her. Oh, Ann and Andy Homestead. Oh, I love them. That man can work some wood. I know I was teasing you. But I finally got up and met Jeff and talked to him, and Drew from Dutch Creek Cabin. And yeah, his Wednesday night lives are always really good. He's the reason I had enough courage to do lives, because he does his live by himself too, except his is much better than mine. But you know, most of the homesteading channels or whatever have husband and wife, and they have somebody to, you know, to help the live go. I don't have that, but single dad, he's by himself, and he always makes his lives flow, and that's what got me up enough nerve to do my lives. So I met him at the shindig, and of course at the bash. Just that night, I met her the night of the barbecue, but that next day, I waited, because, man, so many people just were gathered around her, and I think it was not quite at the end of the day, but it was getting there, and I finally got up enough nerve to talk to her. You have me. I always have you, Amy. But yeah, I'm a lot better than I used to be, but me and Amy talk on Marco Polo constantly, and if you've ever used Marco Polo, you have to look at yourself while you're talking to the other person. So that helps when you're doing lives. You can come do lives with me every week, especially next. Well, oh no, that's tonight that Brett's at work, so you have to do it by yourself. Well, you have Abby though. See, Megan won't do it with me, but I understand now, because now she works graveyard, so. And she got up kind of early today, so I knew she was going to lay down and take a nap, because she should be still asleep. But thanks, Jennifer. I appreciate that. I mean, it took a lot. I've been doing lives since August, so, and it gets easier and easier. Abby looks at her phone her phone the whole time. That's because she's reading chat though, and she can read it to you. See, I have to kind of read the chat, look at the thing, scratch my nose because it won't stop itching. If Christopher McClendon's talking about me, he needs to stop, because I know that's no wise tale. Brett is working this week and next week. So what you're saying is you need me to come out next week too, so I can help you do your live. I would, but that's the day after Christmas, and we were sitting at the table because I actually ate dinner before live, which is something I've never done before. Lives are easier with two people, I noticed. Yes, Patty, they are. Yes, come on down. But I actually ate dinner tonight before the live, and that's something I never do. Well, y'all know. You see the food come in, or I have to end the live to go find food because it's like 7:30 and my stomach's eating my spine. And but tonight we actually got food before the live, and we were sitting down talking, and we were talking about different foods, and we were talking about, well, what did I cook on the 4th of July, or didn't I do that on the 4th of July? I'm like, no, I didn't cook this 4th of July. And she goes, well, was it the year before? I'm like, yeah. And we're talking like, I said, I was in Louisiana on the 4th of July. I said, or on my way driving down. And she goes, oh, that's right. I'm like, yeah. So I don't think she'd be too happy if I did that for Christmas too, Amy. I'm sorry. Or we could, if we knew how to do it, we could Skype me in. I shouldn't give you no ideas. You'd be trying to figure that out all day tomorrow. How do I get her in there? That would be fun, though. But it is easier if you've got somebody with you that you can banter with and You know, be like Rhett and tell dad jokes, or that would be my present. Actually, your present should be there Monday. Oh, yes, Jennifer, I have my seed catalogs. Where they at? I have Seed Saver Exchange. I have, I have Baker Creek. No, the mailman's delivering you a package Monday. I text you a tracking number. And this one I didn't even know I had, and I haven't used it. I haven't ordered it from it, but Johnny's Seed Select. No, Johnny's Selected Seeds. I didn't even know I had that, but I looked and boom, there it was. So I have a new addiction, seeds, and the catalogs, and I don't know why. Because you can go online and order from Baker Creek, Seed Saver Exchange, but there's just something cool about holding this magazine in your hand and flipping through and looking at the vegetables. I think I need an intervention. I'm just saying. But the catalogs, I love them. The seeds, I was telling Amy, I spent more on seeds this year than I have in the 5 years I've been gardening. Combined. Take years to combine them. I spent more this year than I did those. Yep, you're my kind of people. I thought I was the only one crazy like that. Kellogg's. Yes. I was in Walmart this morning because somebody had said, I think it was, I don't know if it was Roots and Refuge or the Stivers, said that they saw the full Baker Creek catalog at Walmart. I looked. I couldn't find it in my Walmart. You're almost as giddy as just, yeah, you should have seen me. My daughter came in and she goes, Mama, and I'm like, what? She goes, your packages came in, and she held up these two, you know, this one and the other one, and I'm like, ee! I said, come watch, and she goes, well, I got package 2. I'm like, okay, and she goes, but if you watch what I got, and I open my present, or my package, I'll sit when you open yours. I'm like, okay, so I sit there patiently waiting, and she showed me the fragrances and colors, because she's been ordering, you know, bits and pieces. Have a great night, Thrifty VG. And then I kept waiting, I kept patiently waiting, and then as soon as she was done, I'm like, okay, I got this seed, oh, look at this one, Megan, this one's gonna be cool, it's purple. Yeah. Yeah, I love my seeds and my catalogs. I want more. And then was it the Mother Earth News? Or whatever it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Sorry I'm late. We had dinner plans tonight for my daughter's birthday. No problem, horticulture geek. Happy birthday to your daughter. Tell her I said so. Yes, Jennifer, I do. I get such a rush when my catalogs come in or my seeds come in. And I still have at least one more order coming in, maybe 2. I don't know, I've kind of lost count. I've already had 3 come in. I think I got 2 more. And Ray, dude, you should have seen all the cinnamon basil seeds I had this year. I gave some to the Broussard Homestead, and I gave some to Grow Where You Planted Homestead, and I still have a big, well, I say big packet. I still have 2 big packets. This one's cleaner than that one. But that's my cinnamon basil that I got from Horticulture Geek. You should go check him out. It smells like pepper to me. I don't know why. Check out on Facebook, a Seed Swap group. Yeah, I need to. I haven't quite got faith in my seed saving ability yet. Yes. Ray, oh my God, I was husking that stuff, you know, and getting the seed out, and getting the seed off the plant for like ever. And I still have purple basil I still need to get the seeds off of. I just pulled the plant out of the ground and stuck it in a bucket and stuck the bucket over in the corner. I still have to get the harvest the seeds off of it. But that's crazy. And I just grew. And mind you, I've done gave 2 of these away. 2 this size away. I think I grew 3 cinnamon basil plants. And I got 4 baggies this size. Well, almost this size. This one's a little less, but not much. Of seeds. It was crazy, but I loved the way it smelled. Oh, my daughter did too. But yeah, I still needed to harvest my purple basil seeds. But I did get a pack of purple basil seeds from Baker's Creek for free because I ordered too much stuff. I also got a pack of cilantro. I forgot to tell y'all guys that. But I don't like cilantro, so I mailed it to Amy. Spoiler alert, Amy. Those cilantro seeds are in your package. Holy crap. We're going to go 4 more minutes, and then we're going to end it and get ready for Amy's live. I still have to clean up my purple Haitian bean vine seeds so I can understand sometimes you just got to harvest it and deal with it later. Yes. It may detox your body. Ooh, my blurriness is killing me. I just can't stand the taste of it. And some people say, well, if you can't stand the taste of it, it has a soapy taste. No, it don't taste like soap to me. That's not why I don't like it. It's strong. It is like... It is so strong that I'd rather put a clove of garlic in my mouth and bite on it than have a cilantro leaf on my tongue. And that's severe. If anybody knows me, they know that's severe. Yes, I know, Amy. You use it in your salsa. I can taste it. Trust me, I can taste it. Very rarely can somebody use it in something and me not taste the cilantro in it. And I love authentic homemade tacos. And it ain't like the tacos from Taco Bell. But a lot of times cilantro is in that. And I either have to make sure I order it without it or pick it all off. That is a genetic trait. That's what I hear. Love to eat soap. I like these soap. People like it or they don't, depending on genes. Yep, that's what I hear. And I hear the people that don't like it say it tastes soapy. But I've never really had it taste soapy. It's just so strong I can't handle it. It's like one little leaf to me would ruin a pot that big of food. Definitely a taco. Thanks, Jennifer. I appreciate it. 2 minutes, folks, and then we're going to get ready to go to the Broussard Homestead Live. I always try to end it 10 to 15 minutes early, so, use the bathroom, get a refill of my tea or Dr. Pepper. Sometimes eat, because by that time I'm starving, but I didn't eat. I ate before my live. And, so, well, 1 minute now. But yeah, I don't care for cilantro. But I do want to grow, what is it? Turnips or something Amy was talking about. Fresh Gardens is life in homemade guacamole. It is so good, and I'm fat, so I know what I'm saying. Well, Ray, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I ain't no skinny mini. In fact, I've gained 10 pounds since the last time you saw me. If you look back at my videos, somewhere from March to now, I've gained 10 pounds, and it shows. Actually, okay, almost 12. But who's counting? But I just don't care for cilantro. I'll put any other herb in my food that you want. Please don't make me eat cilantro. Unless you can figure out a way to make it where I can't taste it. Good night, Henry. It is 12. Good Lord. It is 7:50, y'all. I'm going to end this so we can have a a small intermission before most of us go jump to Amy Broussard at the Broussard Homestead. I encourage all of you to do so. I need that recipe, Horticulture Geek. Yeah, because she likes cilantro, Ray, so you can give it to me, just minus the cilantro. I'll find a substitute. See you later, Brian. But I'd like to thank every last one of y'all for coming and talking to me tonight. I appreciate it. God bless. And Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you get everything you want. I know I have, because, I got the seeds in the catalog. But anyway, God bless y'all, and I'll see you on the next one.